Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Visions of Self Mastery is the name of his company, his website, Blessed with Dysfunction, and he's really here to help you. Yes, you're listening today, watching today. That's what Jacob Graves is here to do, and he inspires so many with his work. I'll allow you to introduce yourself. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jacob Graves. I'm the owner of Visions of Self Mastery. So I really just like helping you guys. I like helping you guys in any way I possibly can. And I'm very excited today, honestly, to tell you guys that I have began a new program. I am furthering my education with IIN. It is a integrated nutrition program. So I'm very, very excited to have that under my belt. In 6 months, I will be a globally accredited integrated nutrition coach. So I'm very excited.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Wow,
you
you're
so
doing a
much.
lot. What made you get into nutrition? I mean, it's part of the overall health and well-being, I guess, but what made you decide to do this and get the education and the certification behind it?
So I learned in my last program in my functional nutrition coaching that I just learned so much about how food is like communication is essentially how we communicate with our genes, you know. So
Mhm.
we activate certain genes with the food we eat, and pretty much I've learned that you're either supporting and um you're either causing inflammation or you're supporting not like excuse me, you're supporting pretty much your body's natural defenses to fight off inflammation with pretty much everything you do. So I've really tried to been paying attention to, I guess, really just what I'm putting in my body. And when I started learning about food, it really changed a lot for me because I have a autoimmune disease, and so I was causing myself a lot of havoc in my life because of the food I was eating, and I didn't even know. And because most of the food I thought I was eating, I thought it was pretty healthy, but when I started learning more about it, I realized that just because food is healthy for one person doesn't mean it's healthy for another person, you know? So
Yep.
I just got really fascinated with food, and just I realized it's a very valuable premise to have a foundation in, and it's just it's invigorating. I feel like food is medicine, you know? So I learned that if the food you eat, if it makes you tired, it's most likely not good for your body. You know, you want to eat to revitalize, to energize, to make yourself feel good. So if food doesn't make you feel good, maybe think about trying a different option.
Let me ask you, what were some of the things you used to eat?
So I would really just eat. I wouldn't eat enough, to be honest with you. I would wake up and I would eat like protein. I would eat fat, like protein shake. And there was I really like these, or like, it's called super fat. It's like a little pack, and it's got like macadamia nut fat in it and some coconut stuff in there. I
Okay.
would eat that. And then I would eat bread. Like I really used to like carbs. Um, Biscuits and gravy is one of my favorite foods, but try not to eat it anymore because I've learned that I do not do good with dairy or gluten. So I
Mhm.
had to completely cut that stuff out. But I would snack a lot, to be honest. I was one of those kind of like I would eat a little bit here, I would eat a little bit there, but it was never really good stuff, you know? It was like I would go out and get like a chicken sandwich from like Wendy's or from Zaxby's or something like that, and not
Like
trying
most
to
of us do, yes. Especially with
it's
kids. I go to McDonald's at least twice a week, and I end
it's
up
just
eating
so
it too.
convenient.
Yep.
It's so convenient, yeah. So, yeah, I would drink, like, some smoothies and stuff like that. I would let's see. Like I said, I didn't eat enough, honestly. It was hit or miss with me. There was times in my life where I wouldn't eat for a while. Like, probably a couple days, honestly, and then I would go into a little spell where I would just binge eat really bad. So
Mhm.
I've struggled a little bit with eating disorders, to be honest. So yeah, I've been really trying to eat more salad. I've been trying to eat more just from the earth, you know. I'm just been trying to eat chicken. I've been eating
What about
grass-fed beef.
eggs? They say eggs are one of the
Yes.
healthiest things you could eat and easiest for your body to
Yes.
digest.
Yes. I love eggs. I do. I actually make eggs quite often now. I use olive oil. Olive
Mhm.
oil is great. It has an acid in there. It's called oleic acid,
Okay.
and it is very it is very popular in the Mediterranean diet, and Italians, they eat a lot of olive oil, and they are known as centenarians because they live the longest. And I've studied oleic acid a little bit, and I think that that's probably a very good reason why they are labeled centenarians. Honestly, it really supports longevity, vitality, and just regeneration. So
Wow. Thank you. You're
it's
teaching me too. And
ve-
what about water? Were you ever drinking enough water or were you drinking Coke and stuff like that, sugary drinks that were bad for you?
Um, I I used to bounce back and forth a lot. You know, there was times where I would only drink water, and there was times where I would drink like a gallon of water a day. But then there was times where I would
Same.
fall off, and you know, I would drink soda, I would drink just whatever I wanted to. I really like Sprite, me personally. I love Sprite. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, and if I have learned that through IAM that the one of the best things you can do for starting your health journey is to eliminate sugary drinks. So that's
Got it.
something I've really been trying to do myself.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. So,
Mm.
congratulations on this. So, in a few more months, you'll have your certification and helping even more people now. And just for new listeners out there today, just specifically tell us what you do with as a vision of self mastery to help people in particular. And then let's talk about today's topic. We can bring that up as well.
Yeah. So I like to help people get to know themselves. I think that's a very, very important thing. Getting to know yourself. I like to help people with, you know, just motivating people because I found that people really they don't need much motivation. They're just looking for a little bit of guidance or direction and a little kick in the rear to
Mm,
say, "Hey, you know, you've got this. Like, all you need to do is blah blah blah. Just take this step, and within that step, you're going to create motivation."
true.
So, um, I like to really motivate people, and I like to give people what I feel like what I know to be good tools to take care of yourself and to self-regulate your emotions in different environments. And um, I've really got onto trying to understand um, biophysiological processes and ways to regulate your nervous system.
Hmm.
I think that's very very interesting. So I've been really honing in on that. Um, but I like to just sit down with people as and figure out, you know, a plan of what we could do to help you implement your goals into your life because even for me, it can be really hard to sit down and be like, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that, but finding a way to implement that and really stick with it is sometimes challenging. So
Yeah.
if you can sit down with somebody and just really just divide it all up and look at it from a grander scale, you know, pull it, expand your horizon a little bit and look at it at a different way, it becomes a lot easier, especially when you put a couple brains against it. You know, it's a lot easier to
Yeah.
come up with ways. Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, I really like to just a big part of my practice though is definitely getting to know yourself because I feel like a lot of people go unconscious a lot of their lives, you know, from the age 35 and on, typically 95 to 99% of what you do is unconscious because It's
Yep.
what you've done your whole life. So I try to help people break that cycle of, I've just been living and I don't know really what I'm doing anymore. And I'm tired and I don't feel good and but I'm stressed out, but I have all this stuff to do. And it's like I like to help people slow down as well. Because that was a big part of my healing process was me slowing down. I used to be go, go, go all the time. I was if I didn't have anything to do, I would start to drive myself insane, and make myself feel bad, So, but I had to learn that it's okay to take a rest day. It's okay to just take a break from everything for a little bit because it revitalizes you, it rejuvenates you, and it gives you more energy and more focus and just it helps you perform more optimally when you're not just honed in and focused on something every second of your life.
Yep. I need some advice from you. I'm always on the go, go, go. Now with two
Mhm.
kids, it hasn't stopped, but the days I can slow down, which is a rarity, feels really good. I feel like a new
Yeah,
person, and I need to have
yeah,
more days like that. Thank you for reminding
yeah.
us.
No problem,
A little
no problem.
self-care. It's okay sometimes to relax and sit out
Yeah,
and not run around and relax. Okay.
you
Thank you.
deserve it. You deserve it,
Thanks.
dude.
Thanks.
So, something I wanted to talk to you guys about. We talked a little bit about nourishing yourself with food. So, one of my topics today is primary food, and it's actually how you nourish yourself off your plate. So, you do this with spirituality, creativity, finances, career, education, health, physical activity, home cooking, home environment, your relationships, your social life, and the joy you feel in your life.
Hmm.
So I think those are very big components of living a full life. And I've really I've noticed that I personally have been slipping in a lot of those areas, to be honest. I got very focused on my education and I got very focused on my um, just my finances and my business and all that stuff. But I realized that I used to be a very spiritual person. I would meditate every day, and I would dedicate that time. And I stopped doing that. I stopped running, so I stopped taking care of my physical health as much. And I did hone in on my nutrition, but you. I've learned that you can eat all the good food in the world and really take care of yourself, but that doesn't always mean you'll be happy and healthy, to be honest with you. So I've really been trying to pay attention to just other aspects of my life that I have neglected
Yeah.
and kind of forgot about. So I think that's something you guys should definitely think about is how am I nourishing myself off my plate? What am I doing for myself that gives me good energy, that makes me feel renewed so that I can just undergo the tasks I have to do today and for the rest of the week and for the rest of my life.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Really. It's exciting that you have gone through so much and you've done so much to work on yourself. And now you're helping others and you're dedicating your life to helping other people. So I commend you on that for sure.
Thank you so much. I was watching one of like a module of mine the other day, and it was a video, and it was Gabby Bernstein. I don't know if you've ever heard of her or not, but
No.
she seems like such an amazing person. I had personally never heard of her before, but she said something along the lines of, "How can I serve, and how much fun can I have with it?" And I
Hmm.
love that. And I love that. And she's basically said, it's not always about you. It is how much can or how can I serve and how much fun can I have with it? And that really made me look at things a lot different because I was kind of like I struggle with rigidity. I'm more of a rigid person. I'm pretty I don't know. I don't know how to how to classify myself in that way, but I'm definitely more of a serious person at times. And but I can have a lot of fun and I am a very fun person. But I think me allowing myself to have fun and
Hmm.
to just, let go, I think that's my problem. I think there's a time and a place for everything, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. I feel like, especially with your career, if you enjoy what you do and if you love what you do, then most times it doesn't feel like work. So I've really been trying to incorporate more fun into my life and just allowing myself to let go and to have a little bit more fun.
Hence, we should all be doing the same.
Mhm.
That's where we're going with this, right?
Yes. Yes.
And how do you
Yeah.
incorporate fun into your life? What are some ways that we could start?
Well, me personally, I've been doing more energy movement practices
Okay.
to not only facilitate a better mind body connection, but it is fun to me. It's very invigorating. It makes you feel so good, and it actually makes you feel very connected with yourself and the universe. Um, I've been watching more um just more lighthearted podcasts. I really like to learn. I love learning. It makes me feel, I think, probably one of the best feelings ever besides running. I really like to run. It's fun to me. But I've been trying to do more nature walks, go out in nature more. And I downloaded this little game on my laptop just to really get out of my inner world sometimes. And so I've been trying to just do little things like that. And instead of waking up and automatically, pushing myself to, okay, we have to do this, we have to do that. I've been trying to fit more fun into my morning routine. And and I do that really by just kind of dancing around and listening to music, just turning on some good music that you enjoy and building some energy that way. It really, I feel like for me at least, it really puts me in a good place to be like, okay, this past 15, 30 minutes, I've just been bopping around having fun, but now I've got my energy up and I'm focused and I feel like I could really just attack the day. So I think that's something I've been doing for myself. I'm still working on it though. I'm still working on it. But yeah. I've been um I've been trying to do more art as well. Used to draw and paint all the time, and that's something that really fell off when I started working on my business and going to school and stuff like that. That's something that definitely really fell off. So I've been trying to incorporate more art into my life and environmental design. That's something I've really this whole past week is something that I've really spent on environmental design to kind of mitigate like anxiety and help me focus and to really just set the set the tone for my work environment and for my space because I realized that your space is pretty much a reflection of your mind, and if your space is a mess then your mind's going to be a mess. So I've been trying to really just declutter myself, my life, my space and all that stuff, and it's brought me a lot of joy, to be honest, because not only do I feel more collected, but it just makes me happier. It actually brings me joy to be like, okay, this feels clean. This feels
Yeah.
refreshed. I just feel good. So yeah,
I
those are a couple of things I've been doing for myself.
I've been decluttering. I moved like 5 years ago, and I still have a room filled with some boxes and bins. And it's the
Oh
room
wow.
that nobody goes into, and it is disastrous. But finally, in June, I started taking little things out here and there, maybe just a half hour a day. So it's
Yeah.
actually looking better. I mean, don't have
Yeah.
time, but the kids and the sports and the work, but I feel so much better. I made a little headway, and it feels good. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm decluttering my brain, which is
Yes.
super important. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. That's a small right action. You're taking small right actions and small
Baby
right
steps.
actions.
I call them baby steps. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing I've been practicing in my life is being and doing. So, and it's really being is the mental state that you go into when you're undergoing an activity, and doing is the actual activity. So, I've been really trying to pay attention to where my mind's at while I'm
Hmm.
acting. What am I thinking about? What are my intentions? Am I embracing this with a positive attitude, or am I looking at it like that it's work and it's a chore and that I don't want to do it? Am I just trying to get through it? I've been trying to really just be more of a positive person, and that's something I used to not struggle with, but here recently, I have been struggling to be a little bit more positive, to be honest. Life has it I don't want to say it's whooping me or anything, but it has it has been stressing me out a little bit. I feel like I've taken on a lot, but I'm so excited about it. So it's not a bad thing. It's really like just me learning to manage it all, I think has been a big thing for me. So, but I'm so excited about everything, and I couldn't complain one bit about what's going on in my life or anything because I'm so blessed and I'm so just ready just to step into my higher self and to really embody the person that I know I've always been working to become.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, thank you so much. So, um, bioindividuality. Have you ever heard of that before, Jill?
Nope, never.
Okay. So I've kind of hinted around at individuality before on the podcast, but I actually just learned the term for it. So it was like something that I always knew was, a factor in health, but I didn't know that, like I said, it just had a term. So bioindividuality is everyone has unique needs, and these needs can and will change over the course of your life. So I think that's a very fascinating foundation to go from because it really explains how everyone is different and how kind of like something that may help me may not help you. So I think that's really beautiful, and it really it allows for a lot of curiosity and a lot of just growth and learning and explanation and understanding. And I think that's really awesome because that's really what I like to do. I like to understand human nature. I like to understand why people do the things they do and why people feel the way they do. And so when you meet a client and you're coming and not coming at them, but creating a space where you are accepting of where they are in life and you're trying to meet them where they are and just understand where they're coming from. If you look at it from a bio individuality way, I think that's really awesome because you get to learn about people a lot. And just implementing that into your own health, into your own life is very important too, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely is. I agree. And I know we got a late start, and we do actually. Let me just confirm. We will have. We have five. We do have more time to make it up because my next guest canceled. So continue.
Okay. Okay. So, a couple questions. I would like to run through a couple questions that I started asking myself when I when I started this program because it shook things up for me because I thought that I was I thought that I was living a very healthy life, and for me to understand and to realize about primary food alone, that really shook things up for me.
Hmm.
So I started asking myself a couple questions, and one of them was, "What are your intentions for this health journey?" And I sat and thought about it for a while, and I thought very deeply about it. And I come up with this. I would like to heal the fragmented parts of my being, to give them a place within time and space to come together in unison so I can once again become whole and be one with myself. I have I've experienced a lot of trauma, and from car accidents to losing best friends at an early age, and just I used to be an addict, so I witnessed a lot of things through active addiction that were very hard and that I don't think I ever processed. So I think, in a weird way, I think parts of me still really hang on to those times of my life, and I don't know if I fully process them correctly. And so I think parts of me still kind of live in that time, sadly. So I think that's something that I really need to do is just understand the different parts of my being so that I can once again just feel whole again. And it's not that I don't feel whole right now, but I know that there are parts of my past that I haven't learned how to let go of yet, and I know that will be a very big part of my healing journey is learning to just let go and to accept, and I guess maybe to understand um where I was at in that point in my life and why not necessarily why things happened, but maybe why I dealt with it the way I did, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big question that I asked myself. I also asked myself, what does health mean to me? And health is about following through with your goals and respecting yourself enough to not give up on your body's needs. Health is not an obligation, it's an opportunity to live in alignment with your purpose and beliefs, an opportunity to transform every facet of your life, as well as the lives you touch along the way.
So true. Go ahead.
um, I was just gonna say that I've always really I've had this vision of myself being the epitome of health, and I really, really have always strived to become that, but I've not I've not always been so successful, you know. I feel like I've really in parts of myself I have given up and I have let go and kind of neglected parts of myself out of fear, to be honest with you guys. Fear of change and fear of not being good enough and fear of failure, just I mean numerous things. But that is something that I'm really, really working hard to let go of is those self-destructive parts of myself that don't feel like I deserve to be healthy, you know, to feel like I don't deserve the position that I'm in life. So I'm really trying to respect myself more because that is something I self sabotage myself really bad. You know, I'll go periods of my life where I'm doing great. You know, I'm balancing, I'm maintaining well, I'm taking care of myself, I'm working out. You know, I'm sleeping well, and then all of a sudden something happens and I just stop and I start eating food that I know is not good for me. Stop
Yep.
working out. I stop running. I stop meditating. I stop pushing myself as much as I need to. And it's just like, I started thinking about, you know, why I do that because it hurts me and it doesn't really make me happy. Even while I'm doing it, I realize that it's like, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. This doesn't align with my wishes, with my desires and where I want to go in life. So I've really just been trying to just tell myself and to show myself that I am worthy of my desires and what I'm after in life. And I think that will also be a very big part of my healing process because once I get through this, I feel like I'll truly have all the tools to really take care of myself for the rest of my life and to also help people to do the same thing. Because I imagine that I'm not the only one that struggles in this way.
That is the truth. And would you mind giving us the best form of contact?
Sure, yeah. So my email is VOSM835 at excuse me, .com. My phone number is 502-871-1038.
Perfect.
You can contact me on my website. And there's two different ways you can contact me on my website. I will be from here on out. I will not be using social media for a while. I find that is a little bit of a distraction to me. So I think I'm going to leave behind social media for a while.
Yeah.
So, but if you guys would like to communicate with me, reach out to me through any of those methods, I will be more than happy to work something out with you guys, even just chat for a while. So
Right.
definitely.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time here as always. And best of luck with the certification and schooling and looking forward to it again when we get to speak. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Jill. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
You have a good day and good luck studying. And yeah, so no social media. You could focus more and study. Good luck.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.